do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Did you know how hard it is?
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
And you think it's funny?
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's a contract I feel like you got to have with yourself too, in order for you to be a, you know, great ball player or to have a long career. That's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. I tell you, that's the goal.
It all kicked off with what was supposed to be a harmless joke. Kevin Durant cracked up about Michael Jordan walking away from basketball to play baseball, and LeBron James joined in laughing. But that laughter set off a chain reaction no one saw coming. NBA legends didn't just roll their eyes, they fired back hard. And leading that charge, Charles Barkley. Barkley had had enough. In a league already filled with petty shade and slick comments, he went straight for the jugular on national TV.
Go on the court with the NBA. Where's Kevin Durant and his legacy? Is he being tarnished? Where are you at with him? You mentioned your top 7 guys. Where are you at with what's happened recently with Durant, with the Suns, and of course with Brooklyn?
Yeah, you know, Kevin's a great player. I think that his legacy is complicated. You know, I don't like any guys who join super teams. I'm biased against LeBron when it comes to comparing him to Michael, joining Dwayne and those guys. Because, you know, when we had this debate, and LeBron's amazing and spectacular, but I was like, Michael didn't join anybody. He just kept getting his ass kicked and got bigger and got stronger and finally knocked the wall down. And, you know, Kevin, who's a great player, you know, other than the fact when he joined the Warriors, he hasn't been successful anywhere else. And I don't hold that against him, but he wants to be considered in that list. He's not on that list. He's not on that list. He's a great, great player, but he's not on that list. He wants to be like, wow, he's not in the GOAT conversation, because you're not, plain and simple.
Damn.
You had great success when you joined the Warriors, but not only did you not have success, you actually flamed out in those other places. You got swept last year in the playoffs. You didn't even make the play-in this year.
No filter, no hesitation. For the first time in years, someone finally stood up to the LeBron KD media wave. And what he said sent shockwaves across the sports world. The wild part? Barkley wasn't alone. What came next exposed a real shift. A warning shot to today's stars who've been getting away with rewriting the game's history. To really get why this moment exploded the way it did, we've got to dig into what's brewing beneath the surface. The tension between LeBron, KD, and the ghosts of Jordan's era. Because right now, that era isn't just being compared, it's being attacked.
Years ago, shit, I was in the league. I thought you were about to say some shit about the 90s.
Only one of us was in the league.
Down with the 90s.
That team, that 90s bled into the early 2000s.
It all started on their podcast, Mind the Game. Durant threw out a slick little jab about players going to play baseball, clearly mocking MJ's decision to leave the NBA after his father's death. It wasn't just out of pocket, it was disrespectful. And LeBron? He was right there, laughing like it was comedy gold. No empathy, no context, just ego-filled banter like history didn't matter at all. But that moment wasn't random, it was strategic. This is part of a bigger trend where today's players try to make legends from the past look outdated or overrated. And LeBron's been leading that quiet campaign for years. Remember when he said, "We done with the 90s? Yeah, that line didn't sound like much at first, but it was loaded. It was LeBron's way of brushing off the era that defined greatness, twisting the narrative so the GOAT talk leans his way. Instead of lifting himself up, he's been trying to drag history down, one subtle jab at a time. Instead of giving Jordan his flowers for pure dominance, they downplay who he faced. Instead of respecting how brutal that grind was, they call it primitive. But here's the truth. The stats don't lie. Jordan never begged for help, never bolted for a super team. He stayed, fought, and won. That's why what happened next hits so different, because finally, someone had the guts to clap back. Enter Charles Barkley. The man's never been shy, but this time he came for blood, and he didn't miss. In a recent interview, Barkley didn't just call out LeBron and KD for their slick talk. He went after what they stand for. He accused them of disrespecting the grind, skipping the hard part, and chasing shortcuts to greatness. You want to be in the GOAT talk? Barkley snapped. You're not. You joined super teams. Jordan didn't. That line, it hit like a punch. Because Barkley wasn't trying to drag them, he was reminding them, respect in this league isn't given, it's earned. And if you're gonna mock Jordan, you better come correct. But Barkley didn't stop there. He turned his sights on Durant's whole career. Outside of Golden State, what's KD really done? He got swept in Brooklyn. He missed the play-in with the Suns. Every time he's tried to be the lone alpha, it's crumbled. He's one of the most talented scorers ever, but leading like Jordan, that's another story entirely. So here's the million-dollar question. Why are today's stars so insecure? What's the real threat? What's eating at them? Why do two of the most decorated players of their generation, LeBron and KD, feel the need to take shots at Michael Jordan? The truth runs deep. LeBron's been haunted by Jordan's ghost from day one. Every year that passes, those 6 untouched rings glare back at him louder and louder. The pressure keeps climbing, the frustration leaks out. And instead of accepting it, it's turning into sly digs at an era he can't beat. And KD, he's in his own storm. As good as he is, he's never felt the love. His biggest wins came on a team he didn't build. And deep down, he knows fans and legends don't place him beside Jordan, Kobe, or even Steph. That stings. So when you can't catch the legends, you try to rewrite their stories. But here's the kicker, not everyone's buying it. Barkley sees the setup coming and he dropped a warning. The backlash is coming. See, the irony's brutal. LeBron and KD are trying to chip away at the past, but they're building the same cycle that's gonna chew them up next. One day soon, they'll retire. And the same culture of disrespect they helped spark, it's gonna come knocking. The same trolls, the same new era fans who never watched them play will call them overrated. It's the loop they started, and they won't be able to stop it. That's why Barkley's words hit so heavy. He wasn't just protecting Jordan, he was protecting the integrity of basketball itself. His message was loud and clear. You don't get to rewrite NBA history just because it doesn't fit your story. You don't get to clown the 90s. You owe your careers to them. And he's right, because whether LeBron and KD admit it or not, that same era they mock. One day, it'll be their turn in the hot seat. The cycle of disrespect always comes full circle, and when it does, no podcast joke will save them. And this new generation, they're paying attention. They're watching every move, hearing every word, and when it's their time to make documentaries, drop podcasts, and post hot takes, LeBron will just be another name to them. KD, just another player they didn't grow up watching. And if this cycle of disrespect keeps rolling, they'll be the ones getting clowned next. That's exactly what Barkley was warning about. You tear down Jordan now, and you better brace for the day someone does the same to you. But here's the twist. That disrespect might have already started, because whether LeBron wants to admit it or not, his legacy is starting to crack. Let's keep it real. LeBron's recent behavior isn't about basketball anymore. Launching a podcast, shaping narratives, calling himself the GOAT, it's not about honoring the game, it's about controlling the story. He's trying to protect his image, not his love for the sport. From the "I never had help" excuses to his obsession with staying in the spotlight after 2 decades, people are noticing, and Barkley sees it too. Fans see it, especially in moments like this. When LeBron laughs at Jordan's pain like it's some punchline, those moments chip away at everything he's built. You can't clown a legend and expect the basketball world to just look away. LeBron's always been a master at playing the media, but this time, the mask is slipping. When truth, emotion, and legacy collide, no amount of spin can save the story. And now Barkley isn't standing alone, he's just the first one bold enough to say it out loud. In one single podcast episode, LeBron James and Kevin Durant tried to rewrite the past, mocking the very era that made the league. They joked about one of the most emotional moments in basketball history, like it was nothing, assuming no one would ever challenge them. But Barkley did, and now the blowback's real. Because when you disrespect the 90s, you're not just mocking a decade, you're exposing yourself. The GOAT debate was never only about numbers, trophies, or records. It's about respect. And in that category, Michael Jordan still runs the court by a mile. If you respect the real history of this game and want more breakdowns like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We drop new stories every week, cutting through the noise of the noise and getting to the truth. And tell us in the comments, Yinky, did LeBron and KD take it too far, or are fans just doing what fans do? Either way, this debate is just getting started.